Our program is one of the best programs in pediatric endocrinology for multiple different reasons. Our faculty has national leadership roles, well connected within the field. We have many research opportunities, many academic opportunities. Our fellows become outstanding clinicians. It's really fun to see a fellow come in beginning of their first year who's just finished their pediatric training, maybe has had an interest in pediatric endocrinology but hasn't really done it yet. And it's really fun to see them blossom in the first 6 months, the first year. By the end of the year, they're seeing the majority of things they're going to need to know. And it's fun to see how they grow. It's also fun on a bigger level or longer time scale, seeing our former trainees thrive, become respected clinicians, develop national reputations, and make contributions. Our fellows have maintained their own continuity clinic throughout the entire 3 years of the program. One of the kind of fun things is that our fellows get to see the incoming referrals, and they can call out the really interesting, fascinating patients. As the only major children's hospital within the state, we have a huge draw area from all over the state. As a result, the fellows' clinics are fascinating, full of great patients, really interesting cases. And that gives them a lot of experience in dealing with patients, many patients oftentimes with conditions that are pretty rare actually in pediatric endocrinology. The other thing that's kind of fun is that we hold a clinic conference where the fellows present their continuity patients to the division as a whole, and we all get to kind of give our input and think, well, did you consider this, or how about that, or did you get this test? And it helps to not only improve the care of the patients, but also really kind of a fun way for the fellows to see different ways of approaching a problem, and for the faculty members to really get exposed to some of these fascinating patients that the fellows all have. One of the important aspects of being a good doctor is being a lifelong learner. And that is another aspect that we like to encourage, to develop an interest in learning and to have basically dedicating yourself to learning throughout your career, to maintain your clinical skills, and also just to be able to be a more effective teacher of others. Fellows are oftentimes a little intimidated coming into a fellowship program where they are expected to be working in research projects. Many applicants don't have a large experience doing research. We have a carefully laid out timeline. Usually we'll have our fellows have a mentor and a project in place within 6 months of when they start their training. That intense mentorship early on in training positions someone to get a lot accomplished, actually. Our fellows are incredibly productive in terms of getting research papers put out, abstracts, chapters, review articles, that kind of thing. Our average fellow publishes over 7 publications during their fellowship time, and typically 5 or 6 abstracts as well. And that's, I think, related in part not only to the depth of our faculty and the wide variety of interests, but also really coaching the fellows along in their research projects. Each fellow kind of gets a feel for the sorts of questions that could be answered by research, becomes really engaged in answering those questions, and ends up having a wonderful experience with their findings, even if they're not going to become researchers in the end. We actively seek out feedback from our fellows every 6 months about the program, what things are working for them, what things don't work quite as well as they should. We try to be really flexible to change the program kind of on the fly to fit the fellows' needs. I think as a result of that, the fellows feel that they're being heard, that they're getting what they need. But we want fellows who can actively engage in their education, are interested in learning, are excited about learning, excited about clinical care, and about their other projects that they're doing. There are many aspects within pediatric endocrinology that are wide open to new developments, new treatment approaches, new medications, new ways of administering medications. All those things that have really changed dramatically within the last 5 years are going to change even more in the next 5 years. For our fellowship program, It's going to be great to be able to train fellows in these new technologies, in these new approaches, diagnostic approaches and therapeutic approaches, and see how they'll apply these new techniques to future populations.